2, 1. Hey, folks, welcome to Bouncing Brains. I'm Sean Hatfield.
And I'm Freddy G. And today, this episode has been brought to you by Rockstar. If you want to be a rock star, drink a Rockstar.
Or if you just love getting jacked. Beautiful stuff.
We don't advocate thievery. Is that a word? We don't advocate thievery. Is that a word?
Thievery?
Yeah.
Thievery is a word.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a crime on the books still in England. Thievery.
Okay. Yeah, we don't advocate that shit.
Now, if you said something like thieverishness, that might be a bit of a stretch.
No.
You know what, man? Hey, man, the English language has a plasticity to it that just allows you to, like, people are like, you can't make up words. Yeah, you can. Happens all the time. Been doing it for about...
the president does it all the time. What did he say?
Yeah, him and Shakespeare.
He said, oh, my favorite one, braggadocious.
That's a word.
That actually is a word.
No, then that wasn't the word. What did he say?
Shit, Fred. Don't be making Trump look good on this podcast, motherfucker. That's an SHE word.
He said some shit that I was like, hey man, he actually knows.
No, yeah, man. Every once in a while, I'll say, you're like, and then he's like,
he's not a dumb guy, dude. Well, he is. Like, I think
I don't think he's unintelligent, but that he's a little dense.
I think he's not an uneducated guy.
He doesn't have a filter. Here's the problem. Yeah. He's Kanye West on steroids and white. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
All right. So that's.
That was actually the funny thing. Someone pointed that out in something I was watching. If you go back and when he had Kanye in the Oval Office and they had the press around and all that stuff, if you watch the both of them when they're talking, like the way the other one looks at him for like a second, they're listening and then they're like, oh, they're not talking about me, and they just kind of zone out for a bit.
Yeah,
it's very strange.
Did you see this motherfucker fall asleep during the fucking, what was it?
I don't know.
It was somebody was giving a speech or some shit.
I don't. Yeah.
And he was just sitting in the back, and you just see him. He's like this, and he's watching, and he's like this, and then all of a sudden, and then he was like looking around like if anybody saw and shit.
Dude's in his 70s, man.
Hey man, but he's been on fucking, what is it, methamphetamine or Adderall or some shit.
I wouldn't. We briefly brought up. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joaquin, but it was Provigil we were talking about, or no, the other one. Shit, one of those smart drugs. It like mimics Adderall. You're staring at me blankly, not coming back.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Modafinil.
Modafinil.
Yeah. I would not be surprised. You know what? It would almost be. No, not almost. It would. I think it would be totally acceptable to find out that our public officials are using some sort of stimulant in that vein. You know, if they were on meth, that might be a little bit weird. But
yeah, because it's completely legal. Like it's a drug that you could get prescribed.
Right.
You could buy.
Well, Adderall
in Mexico
is legal
and bring over.
So.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same.
No, it's not in the same classification.
You can't bring Adderall across the border.
If you have a prescription,
wait.
Then
I'm lost. So then this
recreationally you can't.
Oh,
so then this drug is not here.
It is, but
it is prescribed. It's prescribed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's not like a hardcore street drug like Adderall. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, Adderall.
I didn't even know. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't even know Adderall was a street drug.
Yeah, but a lot of kids do Adderall. Yeah.
I remember because when I went through that whole episode with my mom at the very beginning, like the first couple of weeks or whatever, like I was all fucked up. So I went to the doctor for another reason that had nothing to do with what I was going through with my mom or whatever. And for the ones that have been watching these episodes, I've openly talked about me dealing with depression. So, but at the beginning, it was like I was really fucked up. So I went to the doctor for some other shit, and the doctor, without me telling him anything, he picked up, and he kind of asked me if I was dealing with any personal issues, and he basically, long story short, got to the bottom that, he figured out that I was depressed. So they actually tried. The only reason I'm bringing that up is because he tried to put me on an antidepressant. And then I started asking him about side effects and so on and so forth, because I've read about side effects on antidepressants, and I was like, nah, man, I don't want to do it. But it was so quick for him. He didn't recommend a psychiatrist. He didn't recommend a psychologist. He was like, well, would you like for me to prescribe you an antidepressant just so it can basically balance your shit out? And I was like, nah, because the side effects, so on and so forth. Then I don't know what I said. I really don't remember. I said something. And then he said, well, I said something about a side effect. And then he was like, well, what if I were to prescribe you a low dose of Adderall? And yeah, so where I fucked up is I wasn't thinking my ADD. I wasn't thinking about my attention deficit disorder, right? Had the light bulb gone off, I should have said yes, and he would have put me on Adderall, and maybe I would have, it would have fixed that shit. Cause I have like a severe problem with like ADD and shit.
Right.
It happens to me on stage sometimes. Again, last night I forgot my fucking punchline. Anyway, so I was like, nah, it's cool, it's just whatever. But I just think about like because of that. Well, the other reason I bring it up is because like these doctors today, like it made me feel like they don't give a fuck, dude. Like they don't even like they don't think about like alternatives. This dude didn't ask me to work out. He was like, have you tried running? Well, I mean, I can't run, right? But
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was the time you wound up in the emergency room, right?
no.
Okay.
No, I went for a regular checkup. This was before the emergency room.
Okay, because I remember you telling at least one story about going in
Yeah.
and with the
You know,
hypertension.
that was way after. That was like months after. I went for a regular checkup, and I had this conversation with him. So yeah, like he didn't even like, have you tried running or working out or whatever?
Yeah, that's fucked up when the general physician isn't giving you a broader option.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, but then I started thinking about it, and it's like that's how. And I get it. Before I say this, I get that it's a fucked up way of thinking about it, but that's how fucked up it is that they'd rather. I see it like they'd rather throw you in a loop so that you have a bigger possibility of becoming an addict instead of like giving you an alternative to be like, hey, bro, before you try the pills, there's this and this and this that you can.
Yeah, there's not a lot of there's some doctors though that like advise you to like go working out.
I have not met one.
I think the way the medical industry functions is you get like endorsements from drugs. Like you're one of these doctors that has access to this drug.
They've what do you call it? Restricted that a lot. Apparently, in the '90s, that was a huge fucking problem.
Oh, no joke.
Yeah, I cannot remember exactly what the name of the movie was, but there is a flick out there that is like it's the guy. It's about one of these salesmen.
Prozac Nation?
No. Prozac Nation is about
With Christina Ricci?
Yeah, it's about a writer, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't matter. My point being, they're not. My understanding is the scourge of basically paid promotion, where they're going in and going, hey, we'll give you all this stuff and just push our drug. That's not supposed to be happening as much anymore, or at least I haven't heard any incidents. Maybe you have.
Yeah. No, I mean I haven't. I've only heard talks about this, and I'm not really well educated in the whole medical.
And something that I do want to throw out there before I forget, because I was going to mention this on the last podcast that we talked about this particular issue. The last time I talked about this, I was not consistently going to the gym yet. Right now, I've been going every single day without missing a day for almost, I think in 3 days, it'll be exactly a month. And I have not missed a day. And on some days when I have the time, I go twice a day. I do cardio in the morning and I do weights in the evening.
How often has it been now?
It's gonna be a month.
A month straight?
Yeah, straight. So the reason I say that is because when I talked about it the first time, I wasn't going consistently. And what I did say, I was talking about like that there's different alternatives that you should try before getting on pills if you're dealing with depression. One of the alternatives is really working out. But when I said working out,
Yeah.
I really meant working out. Like not go to the gym, do a fucking set and spend 10 minutes on your phone. Like focus on the workout, push yourself to the point that
Yeah.
you really can't anymore. So the reason why I bring that up is because now that I've been doing this for almost a month, like I've noticed the change in myself. Not physically, like I have more energy.
Yeah.
I feel more upbeat and everything, but I've noticed a change in my mood, and I gotta, like, I'm never gonna lie about it. Like I'm still dealing with the depression. Like the depression's still there, but like the best way I can describe it is, I think I figured out a way to corner it. Like I've put it in a corner, and I've been like, "Bitch, you're not gonna move from there, and you're gonna stay there."
Yeah.
And the way that I feel that I've been able to keep it there is it happens every time that I work out. When I work out, that bitch does not move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the only reason I'm bringing that up again is because I want to tell you, for anybody out there that listens to this shit, and if you're really dealing with depression, please, I encourage you to get up off your ass and try really hard to start working out first
Yeah.
before you seek like some kind of prescription of anything, because I don't give a fuck what you say. Pills, doesn't matter what they're for, what they fix. If you take them for a long period of time, they will fuck with your system. They will fuck with your system chemically. So just try working out first. I'm telling you because firsthand it's been working with me. So I encourage anybody to do that as well.
I think it affects people that work out a lot too, though.
What do you mean?
Like depression to like the level where you want to do stuff about it. You know, like bottom barrel, like depression. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so thank you for reminding me. So what I was gonna say, for the people that are dealing with like severe fucking depression,
I think those people need to be on
yeah,
medication.
that's what I said. That's
Well,
where I was going.
There's
Like-
that fine line between like depression in the sense of like, you know, not having a you know, say focused life, and then there's depression in
Like-
the chemical sense, and those are two different things.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
Right.
For the people that are really dealing with like severe depression, like to the point where like it really fucks with you and you're going through like suicidal thoughts and shit like that, what I'm saying, that does not apply to you. If you're to that point, then I would encourage you to see a medical professional.
Yeah.
Another thing that I want to say as well is people, and this happens a lot in our Mexican culture, because a lot of Mexicans, that's just how we are. We have a lot of pride. We have I'm gonna deal with this shit by myself. I can do it, so on and so forth. So what I'm saying is, I want to take that stigma away, and I want to say that there is nothing wrong with talking to a medical professional about your issues. It's like an exercise. When you go talk to somebody and they help you work shit out, like there's nothing wrong with that. Now I will say, for some people, like myself, it didn't work. Like it didn't. I didn't feel. Now I knew this person wasn't gonna give me the answers to all my problems. They were just supposed to kind of guide me and to figure shit out. I feel that it didn't help me the way that way either. But for some people, it does help too. Cause I just ran into somebody that is dealing with some personal shit, and I told them, I told them, I really think you should, you know, talk to somebody, because they're the type of person that they don't want to talk to anybody about the problem. And I realized that they were a mess. Like today, they were a mess. Like it really looked like they were about to blow up. And I told them, I was like, look, man, if you don't talk to somebody, like you need to talk to somebody. If you continue to bottle this shit up, honestly, like no exaggeration, I feel that that's how people end up fucking shooting up the workplace or shooting up schools and shit like that. So there's nothing wrong. There's nothing like, just because you talk to somebody, just because you talk to a medical professional, it doesn't mean that you're fucking crazy. It doesn't mean that you're off. It doesn't mean any of that. Sometimes you just need somebody that is not related to you that can help you, like, work shit out. Like,
Yeah.
that's all it fucking means. Like,
And sometimes it's not even like about like even going to like a professional, just
Mhm.
like someone that you really trust, you know.
Mhm.
And you it's just a matter of getting it off your chest. And,
exactly.
like,
That's why community is important. You got to
and-
have those people around that you
And
can.
that,
Yeah.
that's why I told this person. That's why I told them. I was like, look, I know that it's expensive. I don't have the money to fucking see a psychiatrist or psychologist every fucking week. It's fucking expensive. Like, you just need to find somebody that you trust, and that they will allow you for you to vent with them. And sometimes, like, that's all you need. But you can't what's the word? You can't like, depends not the right word, but you can't like depend on like drinking or like doing drugs, because I mean, yeah, you're gonna drink, you're gonna get a buzz, but after that buzz leaves, the problems come back around.
Well, look, it's the same way with pills, man. You were talking about long term, it's going to fuck with your system. If your goal's not, all right, even if you got to use medication, the goal should be long term to get off of the medication.
Exactly.
Well, the same thing is even if you're self medicating. I mean, there's plenty of people fucking, get out of their 20s and go, oh, I was drinking because I didn't have my shit together and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I needed something to cushion the, existential threat of being a fuck up my whole life. So, but yeah, you get past that. You know what I mean? It's okay to pick up a tool every once in a while, but you got to know when to put that shit back down.
Exactly. Like that, and that's a good point, Sean, that I wanted that you brought up. Like, the medication, the you seeing a psychologist, seeing a psychiatrist, you want to not go in with the view of like, I'm gonna depend on this person or this medication for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You have to understand that the goal should be, I'm gonna do this until I get better, then I'm gonna wing off of that. Like, you don't want to depend on anything or anybody for the rest of your life. You just need to work shit out and then like walk away from it. You know what I mean? Because then you don't, I don't know the right word for it, but people that are dependent,
Just dependency.
Codependency.
Yeah, that shit.
Codependency is a little bit different, but
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't want to be dependent on something or some, because then you're gonna, and I actually got this from the therapist that I went to go see a couple of times. She said, you don't want to end up being dependent on another person or another thing for the rest of your life, because then that is going to fix this issue, but then on this side it's going to create this issue, and then when this leaves, you're going to have this problem. You'll no longer have this one, but you're basically created another problem that solved this one, and it doesn't work that way. So my point is, I'm sorry that I went on a rant, but
No, it's okay, dude.
my point is, you should always go in with the mentality of like, I'm only gonna do this until I get better.
I guess what you're trying to say is like, just do something about it.
Yeah, and don't, yeah, exactly. Don't be like me. I used to be the type of person that I used to intake all the problems, literally put them aside in a corner where I would forget about them, and I felt that if I ignored them, eventually they would go away. Like the best way that I can put it, doing that is like you having a big ass trash can in your house with a big ass bag of trash, and you fill it up, and you keep filling it, and you fill it to the brim, and you stack more shit on top of it, but you never take it out. And then all you do so that it doesn't smell is you go spray Febreze on it.
Pretty much.
And then you and then it starts to smell again, and you Febreze the shit out of it. that shit's never gonna go away until you take that trash out.
Yeah, and the fucked up part is, man, you live like that long enough, and eventually you stop spraying the Febreze, and
And
just
you
go
start
used to it.
spraying an
You just go,
AK-47 at a movie theater
you know what? All right,
after the Batman Returns.
look, this isn't some shit most people want to hear, man, but that is in some way that same drive. Like, it's a fucked up evil drive, but I'm sorry, an evil outlet of that drive. But that drive is what you're talking about. Do something. You know what I mean? It's just they're either
The worst thing you can do is nothing. That's the worst thing you can do.
You know what? Don't get me wrong. Lives of quiet desperation are fucked up, but if you're not shooting up a movie theater, we're at least cool. We're at least
No,
cool.
but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is eventually,
Yeah.
if you don't do anything about it, that's where you're gonna end up.
But I also
no,
think
no,
people,
man. Those are extremes, man. Don't.
I think
you're making
no,
hyperbolic
I
statements
think
there.
the majority of the people that live with that kind of depression then don't do anything about it. Just kind of like end up dying young from like either being too fat or just not eating enough and like
Yeah, and
just-
if they make it to old age, they've like isolated themselves, alienated everyone around
Exactly.
them, and it's gonna be awful, man. That's hell right there.
Hey
That is,
man, this shit is really good. Are you sure there's no cocaine in this thing?
I make no guarantees, sir.
Because, like,
As long as you ain't got to pee in a cup in the next 72 hours, you're good.
yeah,
Really?
you could wait that shit out. Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like you don't know how fucking blow works?
I was thinking about the Rockstar shit.
No, the Rockstar will probably be out of you before we finish recording this podcast, man.
Word. So yeah, just go see somebody. You can see somebody for free. And get your shit. Oh, that's what I wanted to cap it off with. Your brain. This is the way I see it. And again, this is what a professional therapist told me. Your brain is like a muscle, not literally, but she meant it's like a muscle in the way that it needs to be worked out as well. If you don't work out your brain, like, and you leave it there, then it starts just to collect dust per se, and then what happens is that's when you start collecting all those thoughts of like, I'm a failure, I ain't worth shit.
You also develop shit like Alzheimer's.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
don't have enough brain activity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I didn't like what they recommended for that. They said that in order for you to decrease your chances of Alzheimer's by up to 40%, you have to at least read 4 hours a day.
Nah, dude, it doesn't have to be just that either. You could try to learn a new language. That improves brain function.
Okay,
If I
here's the
don't
thing,
like
though.
fucking reading, you think I'm gonna fucking try to learn a fucking
Yo, there's
new
like
language?
Rosetta Stone and shit like that, bro.
I've tried that shit to learn English,
Dude,
and it didn't work.
It has the word stone in it for you, so you could like it's letting you know you could do this stone.
I ain't
bro.
trying to learn Egyptian. But yeah, there was also that cue up the Joe Rogan fucking graphic right there. That interview he did with what's her name? Rhonda Patrick.
Yeah, Rhonda Patrick.
She was talking about some of the studies that were
That's the
linking.
wife of the surfer, right?
I don't think so.
No,
She's the what neural
Yeah.
Okay,
biologist,
never mind.
neurochemist. Something.
Wrong one.
Anyway, but she was talking about some of the studies that were linking the bacteria in like mouth plaque to
Yeah,
Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, basically the bacteria was somehow getting across the blood-brain barrier and
Hey, maybe
getting
that's
into
what's going on with me, dude. I haven't seen a dentist in over 10 years.
Bro, you at least go to Mexico, dude. Come on, man.
Nah, what if they hit a nerve and my dick stopped working?
Dude, your mouth and your dick are so far away from each
No,
other. Like I don't think.
Shit.
I should though.
Yeah, dude, it's like 35
You know a
bucks,
dentist?
35 bucks.
You know a dentist?
in Mexico?
That's why.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
What Mexico though? Progreso or
Yeah,
Reynosa?
no, Progreso. Bro.
I ain't going to Reynosa, bro.
Progreso, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
I like living. Is all the fuck I'm saying.
I'll show you where you could buy some beer and get some tacos too. if
Well,
you
I
want.
don't fucking eat tacos, unfortunately, or drink beers. So.
I could show you where you could buy Viagra, bro. If you want.
Well, I ain't fucking anybody, so. And I already told you what happens when I walk around with a hard dick.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. This I can't keep up the lie anymore. Just to let the listeners at home know, this entire front part of this episode has basically just been our plea to the sponsorships out there. We're looking at Rockstar, Viagra. What's that new one? You can call up a therapist online.
Teledoc. Is it Teledoc?
Teledoc?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and actually they got the new gummy Viagras. Those are cool.
We've been trying to reach out to Sesame Street.
We'll wear shirts with your logos on them.
Yeah.
We'll make this motherfucker look like NASCAR.
I will wear. Oh wait, no, you said Viagra.
There's plenty of space on the couches for advertisements.
Hey, look, we said Viagra. We'll take Cialis.
No, I was gonna.
I mean, we won't take. I don't take. I don't know what you guys do.
If you want us to get this endorsement, we'll do it.
Word.
The next episode will just be like all the cameras will be below the belt, and it's just we start chewing at the beginning of the podcast, and we see how long it takes.
Yep.
Nobody say titties.
Nobody say titties. No, nothing that sounds like that in any way, shape, or form.
Oh,
yeah, but that's why. That's why I've been telling everybody that prostitution should be legal.
Isn't it kind of like with escorting?
See, the thing is that the thing with escorting, and I like how everybody ignored my fucked up segue. I love that. Anyway,
we just jump right into prostitution. Please, just another day in the studio.
No, escorting is not the same because, and this is a true story. I don't mind admitting it. Like I don't even know how to say it. I've never purchased an escort service, but I know that, like, I've seen ads and shit. I know that, like, when you call, they don't advertise like sexual activity or anything.
No, it's just like a girlfriend experience, you know?
No. Yeah, and what they say is that, like, it's a sensual massage, and you're paying for the company of a female or a male, whatever it is that you're into.
I know about this, but I've never gotten an escort.
Sorry about that.
I used to go down the Craigslist.
Those aren't real escorts, man.
Dude,
fuck that.
No, dude, I used to do that, and then I would plug the phone number on Facebook so I could see if there was attached to like a Facebook profile, and a lot of the times it was, and you would see who these escorts were.
Because I wanted to know how it worked and what they did and shit like that. So what I did was I actually found a so-called professional escort service.
How much does he charge?
Yeah, the rates were between $300 and $500.
Okay, that's not. Yeah. That's not.
Yeah.
That's like you're not gonna get an STD with me, but that's like not yeah.
Actually, my understanding is that's like across the board, like pretty standard.
No, bullshit.
Like,
there was some, because I'm telling you, those Craigslist one, there was some that they said that they'd come over for $75.
Yeah, man. You're talking weekend warriors, amateurs at best.
No, but like I said, they sold them. They marketed themselves, as an escort service.
No, because I, from my understanding, it's like any other job. You have to work your way up to those prices,
Oh, definitely.
You can't just like jump at like $300, $500,
Yeah.
I mean, from my understanding, I could be wrong. If any escorts are listening, let us know.
I have a funny story.
I think those veterans are the ones that get like 7,500, 7,500 like jobs.
I have a funny story about to say about this. It was a documentary that I saw on Showtime back when I had a cable. And there was this professional escort from Vegas, and they were like documenting the life of a professional escort, right?
Right.
So they asked her, "What is the weirdest thing that you've done, like, with that one of your clients has asked you to do?" And she said that she had this regular client that would see her twice a week, and he would pay her $2,000, right, on every visit. So first of all, she refused to say who he was and what he did, of course, but this is a high-end person. Ain't nobody gonna fucking spend $2,000 in a week, twice a week. You know what I'm saying? So she said that this guy was a regular, and he would pay her $2,000, and she was like, "Well, shit, like, what would you do?" all he would ask me to do was, and she was like, and it was difficult. She was like, but I did it because I was being paid to do this shit. And the first question that the producer said, or whoever was interviewing, was like, did you take it in the ass and then you put it in your mouth? And it's like, no, none of that. But she was like, what he would do was he would he would go into the room. Fuck, I don't know why I'm kind of getting grossed out. I don't, but I guess I just thought about it very vividly. He would go into the room. He would shit on a plate, literally. Like, he wouldn't shit and he would wait till he would shit there. He would shit on a plate, and then he would take that plate, put it on the table in the room or wherever the fuck they were, and then he would sit in the chair next to the table, and he would ask her to sit across from the table, and he would have her watch him eat the shit.
Yo, he sounds like the modern day Marquis de Sade, bro.
So that was, and he would pay her $2,000 for that. Why couldn't I run into this dude?
Yo, I think these dudes exist, man.
50 Shades of Pooh.
Like, that was that, and he would do that twice a week, dude. $4,000 to eat shit, literally.
Oh, damn. I knew this guy who liked to get shitted on his chest.
I heard about that.
Yeah, dude.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, like a lot of guys like this,
Yeah.
bro. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think every freak should come out, bro. Come on, what's there to hide?
I just think that
There
there's
should be
you know what I actually do think?
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of freaks that like to do a lot of freaky shit, but I'm starting to think that there's a lot more freaks in the world that like to do freaky shit, but a lot of the shit that they do, I think, is illegal. So I think that's why they don't come out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I feel you. Are you talking like child predator illegal?
Like
or?
shit like that, or like
Yeah.
there's,
I mean, I think they should come out, bro. Get some help so they don't like offend anybody. You know?
Okay, let me throw this theory on y'all. Like, I've been like playing around with the idea that maybe like sexual fetishism, let's say through porn and whatnot, maybe people acting out these fantasies and these fucking like sexual scenarios is in a way them trying to like self-therapy themselves, like past some trauma.
I completely think so, man. I think that's how porn
I'm
stars.
I'm just gonna throw something out there with what you said,
Right?
and y'all can do whatever you want with it after that.
Fully
But
plan to.
I strongly stand behind this. I strongly feel that
People
if
be
you're
gross.
if you're a pedophile, like there's no way around it. There's something wrong with you. Like the little excuse that they're trying to push on society now, that people that were born gay, like they feel gay, so they're allowed to be gay. So now what they're saying is like, I was born feeling this. I was born a pedophile, so I should be allowed the same right as gay people are because it's a lifestyle. No, there's something wrong with you. There's something seriously wrong with you. And the sad part about it is, and this is probably where y'all will give me a little bit of pushback, I really feel that the person that is a pedophile, I think you can get some kind of psychological help, but I do feel that once you're a pedophile, I think it's a switch in your brain, and I don't think that switch can be turned off. Honestly, I think that once you got
You
that,
think like once an offending pedophile offends, he's gonna offend again?
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I strongly believe that. I really because okay, I'll give you this example. It's like this, you can relate it to being gay or lesbian. And I have nothing against gay people or lesbian. If you're gay and you're happy and all that shit, fine. Like, that's cool. That's your lifestyle. It's whatever, you know. But what I'm saying
LGBTQ.
like what I'm saying is, people that are gay. I think that when you're gay, I don't think you can not be gay. like gay, like being homosexual or being a lesbian,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a switch to turn that off either. You know what I'm saying?
You think you're like if you're gay, you're born gay?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's
That's not what you're saying?
definitely not what I'm saying. Definitely not. What I'm saying is, once you figure out that you're gay, it's like, hey,
Yeah.
I like men, or
You think it's an acquired but fixed.
You th-
What's the word I'm looking for here? Orientation.
what do you mean by fixed?
I thought you were gonna say an acquired taste. Like
Yeah,
wine
no,
or
but what do you mean
something.
by fixed?
Like are you trying to say
Well-
that it might be something that is not like once that's the
Well, wait, like what I'm saying is, when you're gay, you like when you know that you're gay. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? I like men. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think
remember to
you-
save that for the soundboard.
you can't turn that off. Like you can't like not be gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not something you can. This is gonna sound totally fucked up
We-
for gay people.
Well, this touches back on the conversation we were having on one of the previous episodes. Like there are probably people that like can't, switch back and forth, and then there are probably a shitload of people that are bisexual that like, just like, fuck it, this week this.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm really saying. See, and I don't want to say it like that because I know somebody out there is gonna take it, run with it, and misconstrue it.
No,
I was gonna say.
Let me tell you
because
this.
what I was gonna say is, I don't mean it in an offensive way, but
Yeah.
when you're gay, I don't think it's something that like the government, like
Yeah.
the Republicans and government, it's not something that you can fix. It's not a fixable thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when you're gay, like I feel that you're always gonna have that feeling.
Yeah.
However, you decide to deal with it is completely separate. But you're always gonna be gay. Is all the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or lesbian or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Okay.
I mean, I think it's like a complex thing, man. I don't know. Like no one, I don't think anyone really knows.
And I honestly think,
Yeah.
I disagree with that. As far as the complex part,
like,
I don't think it's difficult.
yeah.
I just think that once you figure it out,
Yeah.
once you're like, hey, you know what? I'm gay. I like men. There's nothing to figure out. You're
No, I mean not just the gay thing. I think like human sexuality in general. I think it's pretty diverse, bro. I don't think it's
okay.
something
Diverse
easy.
and complicated are two separate
Yeah.
things.
I think people make it maybe sometimes too complicated than what it really is.
Yeah,
but I think
when
it's-
you
Well,
bring
it is
when you bring
complicated in
your
the sense that it's multi-layered. Like there's the
Yeah.
biological and then there's the psychological.
well,
Yeah.
what to that comment, like
did you guys ever see that movie with Liam Neeson? He played Dr. Kingsley.
Yeah, it's got some problems, but it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it's a pretty Well, that doctor, that guy. I mean, I never heard about that guy. I saw that movie and I looked at what this guy was doing, and this guy was like actually archiving like human sexuality, like, and some of the stuff. I mean, maybe a lot of people say that a lot of this stuff was like kind of like bulge and people like they over exaggerated. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, if you even if they were like the even mildest stuff on that was pretty like, there was already like experimentation with like bestiality and stuff like that. Like, I mean, back in that day.
Mhm.
And-
Well, yeah, he was pretty much one of the first ones that was like, all right, this stuff is happening. We should probably be incorporating this into our understanding of
Yeah.
what human psychology is.
yeah,
Yeah, again, they were coming at that from a bit of a weird angle. My understanding of Kinsey's personal philosophy regarding that was like most of the stuff coming out of that time. It's like I'm struggling to get an example here, but okay, great example would be I think it was Yale back in the day used to take photographs of the students when they came in.
yeah,
And at some point they started basically allowing access to those archives to somebody that was doing a study on physiology.
yeah,
So they basically had a shitload of naked photos of their students, and they had been giving this out without anybody's knowledge for a while. And there was some purpose to why they were doing this before the study even started. That was just kind of like, that we wouldn't do that at this point. I mean, not to say that we wouldn't go to the students and be like, hey, would you want to participate in a study of some sort? But there would be measures in place.
Yeah.
The assumptions that it was, that's where I'm getting at, is the assumptions that some of this stuff was based on is
It was
way out of date.
Yeah, I get you. Like they definitely like exaggerated it to make it like a movie. You know, there had to have been some.
A lot of them wanted to prove their points. They weren't really looking to conduct science.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you know much about this guy?
No,
No.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But I was gonna.
Hey, good movie, got some titties in it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there's a naked old lady at one point,
Like,
but
you see,
I don't know what you're
you
into.
see a fair amount of dicks too if you're into that too.
Oh.
So
Also true.
yeah.
Well, I was gonna say something, and I and it was in regards to what you were saying.
But,
No, but-
that's kind of where I was going with the idea of, I think, don't get me wrong, I think there is sexuality and then there's fetishism. And
Yeah, I do think that those
Yeah.
are two separate
don't
things.
get me wrong, I've come across people who seem to find genuine, like, joy and, I guess, positive benefits in their life through some of their, sexual outlets.
Yeah.
But more often than not, when you come across people who are into fetishism of some flavor or another, it's almost like a drive. Like I said, it's almost like the same drive you find around like drugs or like extreme activities.
It's almost like that danger, you know?
Well,
I mean, 'cause
I
that's-
think there's a bit of like self-therapy involved in there. You're trying
Yeah.
to like treat, like you understand that there is some drive in the head that like is not fitting in with the way you think your life should be running.
Yeah.
So you add something in there, whether it's sex, drugs, or rock and roll. Don't drop the equipment, Joaquin.
I'm sorry. I was trying to think of like what I was, because I wanted to say.
See, the rock star's already out of your system.
No. I just completely blanked out. No, it's still very well in there. Believe me. I think my heart is feeling it right now.
I don't know. Some of the conversations I've had with people regarding sexual practices of some sorts or another. The way they talk about it is like this is a thing that I do. Not like they don't come to you and like enthusiastically like, hey, have you ever been tied up from a ceiling? That they got to work their way into that. 'Cause
And again, I go back to what I said earlier. I think that because there's just a lot of stigmas, different stigmas that come still in 2019 with the shit that like people are into. So they don't want to be. It's like with people in 2019 that are still scared of like coming out of the closet, but there's people that are like into like some real freaky shit.
Yeah.
That are not all the way cool with like coming out with their
Hey, can I ask you something?
fetish.
How come you don't think like pedophiles I think certain pedophiles, like you hit a good point. I think certain pedophiles are like maybe like fetishists, and that's what they fetishize about, and that's like something that happened to them. They didn't decide. I mean, they decided basically like, hey, I'm gonna dabble in this, and then that became their fetish. But do you think pedophile, like, why don't you think pedophiles are born like the way like most people are, like will debate like, hey, born gay, or anyone born gay, like, or would you?
Because and
I think the more important question is, have you come across anything that has looked into that?
I have the best explanation I can give you, and it's similar to the same explanation of like my gay stance when people say that they're born gay.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go into detail about the explanation about gay because I think I've done it plenty of times on the podcast, and it's like a fucking 20-minute explanation. I don't want to go into that. But what I'm saying is,
Before we go into that, do you think people could be born, like the guy being born in a woman's mind, but like in a man's body, and vice versa?
I don't believe in that.
No.
There's evidence for that. Like there's that you can go watch a TED talk by this lady who basically she looks like a woman, looks like a pretty good looking woman too.
Yeah.
But her ovaries are testicles.
No, I don't think that's what he meant though.
That should be like a
Okay,
punk
but
song.
what I'm saying is, man, like that's just an extreme example, but there is evidence for well, we've talked about this, the way the hormones affect the formation of the brain in the womb.
Yeah.
You can see the differences between male and female brains in certain areas, and they're finding that there is evidence in certain cases, not all of them, but certain cases where some of these individuals who are talking about having, dysmorphia,
Yeah.
they literally, they're some part, whether it's the sexual bits or the brain bits, something is not as it should be. They have their what's the word for it? They're exhibiting.
Isn't it like, or I mean, it may not be the word you're thinking about, but they're considered those people would be considered hermaphrodites, right?
No,
Hermaphrodites or hermaphrodites.
that they've actually stopped using the term hermaphrodite, but I don't know what the new term is. But
I'm
basically,
sorry, yeah.
No, I'm just telling you, man, because I don't know what the new term is.
Okay.
I know there are a couple people that are really adamant. You know, it's like the word tranny. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, come on. We were using that for years. I understand if you got a new word,
I think that's
good.
like the N word.
Yeah,
I think it's okay if you like.
It's like
If you're like.
it's like the word. I have a problem with people. I mean, I'm not gonna go into detail about it, but I'm just off of what you're saying.
Mhm.
I have the same problem with people that have a problem with the word when I say faggot, and that's why I've told people like I'm not gonna stop using it because like we grew up like hearing that word and using that word. Now,
But
That's not a great excuse, but I'm with you.
the other thing is what a lot of people need to understand is also like at least from my personal experience, like when we use the word faggot, I wasn't calling the person a homosexual.
Yeah.
We just used the word faggot because it sounded
To mean like lame.
yeah, but it also sounded stronger. Like it sounded more disrespectful.
Yeah.
And it sounded more. That's why it's like using the word fuck.
You know what I would say, man? If you're using that word to, I guess, belittle someone, maybe you shouldn't be using that word. You know, like especially if it's a word like faggot that generalizes and categorizes a whole group of people. You know.
Well, I disagree, but
I mean I mean you're free to do whatever you want.
I understand what
yeah.
you're saying, but I disagree with
I
that-
think there's a
with that
discussion
point.
to be had, and this goes back to the plasticity of the English language, man. I think we have enough words at this point, like in the general lexicon. Like we've gotten to the point where there are no, like, all right, there are words that you shouldn't use in like a family-friendly setting, whatever the fuck that is. But for the most part, like,
Yeah, don't say faggot at Peter Piper.
I've not only heard that, I've heard it from the staff.
Grab the pizza, you faggot.
Yeah. And there were adjectives on there too, man. Like there were, descriptors. But where I was going was, I think in an open conversation like this, like there's no, like if I threw like back in the day, if it was like, cunt, you know what I mean? In certain conversations, it'd be like, oh my God, why you got to take it to that extreme?
Yeah.
Whereas like at this point,
It's like also people that have a problem, and I didn't mean to cut you off, just
No, go
real
ahead.
quick. People, there's a lot of people that I've known that have a real big problem with you saying cocksucker.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't see a problem
Yeah.
in that.
I don't
who's that offended?
and it's not even gay people, like it's not like there's just people in general.
You know what?
Maybe you shouldn't be saying around kids. I
No,
mean, if
no,
it's a
no.
mom
I'm saying
complaining-
like grown people.
Yeah.
Like they don't like when if I'm having a conversation with a person, with a friend, and there's this other person here, this grown person has a problem with me saying cocksucker. And I'm not gonna lie, the 3 or 4 times that it's been brought to my attention, it has been from a female. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm
Well,
just,
okay, this goes to the argument I was about to make, or the let's say the idea that I was about to put out there would be that I think we do need to be a little bit more. I'm not saying there are any words we shouldn't use. We've had that discussion, say around like racial epithets and whatnot. I think everything should be on the table, but when you use a word, you should use it mindfully of what you're actually trying to say. Like it should be with an intent and a
But see, the problem that I have there, and I understand that I'm gonna sound like a dick when I say this, but see, and it kind of stresses me out a little bit. You're telling me, I'm not saying you, but I'm giving you the example.
right.
At that point, you're telling me how to talk and how not to talk. And I have a real problem with that
Yeah.
because we're some grown ass people. That's one thing.
Mhm.
Second thing is, I will respect your request if it's the other scenario that you were just talking about. If there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids, I got you.
Yeah. Like you acknowledge that that's bad language.
I would, because I would feel the same way if somebody would say that in front of my daughter. And I would tell them, I was like, hey, bro, I don't care how you talk, but just don't say that around my daughter because I don't want her growing up hearing that. I actually just had this conversation with her mom because her mom has a tendency of using one specific word very openly that is very vulgar. And I've told her, and it turned into a huge
Do
ass fucking
you want to
argument.
repeat what that word is?
Not really, because it bothers me.
Okay.
Like, that word makes me cringe.
Is it the N word?
No.
Oh.
It makes me cringe, you know? And
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, can you...
Do you have a synonym for this word?
It's the Spanish word for dick.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
So...
Verga?
Pretty much. So...
Yo, that talk about a powerful word, dude. That word sounds fucking powerful when you say it.
Yeah.
Verga.
But see, when it comes from a woman, dude...
Yeah. It
It's
sounds.
like-
You think it sounds trashy or what?
Fuck, dude, it's like... And she would get mad
Bro,
because...
she's saying it in bed.
Because...
Fuck.
no, fuck
dude.
no, dude. It's a turn off for me. Fuck no.
I'm sorry, I'm with Joaquin on this one.
Dude. Especially if she rolls that R, dude.
Anyway, so what I was saying was y'all even made me forget what I was saying with the verbiage.
Yeah, like
I
you think there's
said-
some words.
I know the one I was talking about a cocksucker.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well,
So
look,
what I was
here-
gonna
well,
what I was
think
gonna
about this,
say
man.
was
this is what I was trying to say with the idea was like, all right, think about it. I'm going to assume most of the women that took offense to the phrase cocksucker probably sucked a cock or two in their lifetime.
yeah maybe.
So
You know what?
you're deriding
I
the
would-
cock sucking.
I don't know, man. I think there's some proud cocksuckers out there. Like if they're
Yeah.
women or
Oh
men,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, probably.
You think, but I think the people that would take offense.
you know the other thing that
Yeah.
I have a problem with, and this is what I was gonna tie it to. Again, going back to stigmas, and it feels good talking about this. Stigmas. Why is it that women, most women, not all of them, like you just said, Joaquin,
Yeah.
why is it that most women have a problem admitting that they like to suck dick? Like there's women that love that shit, and there's women that doesn't, and that's fine, you know, that don't, and that's fine. But there's women that love to do it or whatever. But why is it that there's a stigma for women that like to suck dick and it's bad, but when you eat pussy, you're the man? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's because of those two roles you just described. Like there's men and women, and usually like in most like porn and most like joking scenarios about sucking dick, like the person sucking dick is usually beneath.
Well,
you know?
okay, but think about this.
No,
no,
but that's when you refer it to a man.
right. But Freddie, look at it this way, man. There is Jamaicans, man. Apparently, I don't know about now, but historically, Jamaicans have had a cultural aversion to eating pussy. That's where the whole bumba clot thing comes in. That's referring to menstrual blood.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I don't do that when they're on
Damn,
their
dude,
menstrual.
I didn't know that.
Learn something every day, pimp.
I'm gonna start calling you Bumbleclot.
See, and something that I
Does sound adorable.
something
Oh, you little bumba clot.
something that I will
No
that
offense to our Jamaican listeners.
that I will fucking like admit, like, and some people, because I don't go around announcing it either, right? Like me personally, I love to eat pussy. It's like well, I'm not gonna go that far, but I've expressed it so much in the way that, like, if I'm with a woman, right, and me and this woman have already been sexually active or whatever, and then I go to her and I was like, hey, can I get some or whatever, and then she's like, for whatever reason, like, let's say that she doesn't want to have sex that time, I wouldn't be mad at all. But my next question would be, that's cool, but can I at least eat your pussy? Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, can I at least do that? And what people don't understand is that shit, like, it gets me off. Like, it really does. Like if that's all I did, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. And I'll stop doing it as soon as you clench my neck and it feels like you're about to decapitate me. Then that's when I know to stop. Because my job is done. But it's something that like, you can tell me, we're not going to fuck. You're not going to touch me. I'm not showing you my tits. You're not playing with my butt. But you can have this. We straight. When, if I ever kill somebody
Yeah.
and they put me on death row,
Your last meal's gonna be pussy.
work.
I hope it's like nasty fucking
Oh.
syphilis ridden pussy, dude.
One of the guards just hops up on the table like, all right, let's go.
Eat this.
So anyway, what I just said to the listeners, I did not know that I was gonna openly admit to that today, but
Yo, but
Feels
that's what
good
I'm
to get
saying.
it off your chest.
That's what I'm- there's, like what you were saying with the stigma.
going back to the fetishes,
Yeah.
the fetishes. That is my biggest thing in the bedroom. Like, above all, everything.
Yeah.
Like, that is my favorite thing to do. And what, like, with the women that I've done it with, there's some that they don't understand that, like, this is gonna sound totally selfish.
Yo, dude, no,
This is
man.
gonna sound totally selfish, but I want to tell women out there that when I do it, I'm honestly not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. 'Cause
I've heard that argument before, like from women, where it's like they don't want to just get their pussy eaten and then like not. It's like it's like I
Right.
owe you something. It's like no, we're good.
No, we're good.
No,
As a
dude,
matter of fact, you got credit right now.
yeah, there's some girls that just like to get their pussy eaten, like to get them in the mood, bro.
Yeah.
But they really want like to get like dick down, you know?
Yeah. No, but there's some, because I've been in this situation before.
Also, some don't want it because most men like
don't know how to do
yeah.
it. Yeah. And what I'm saying is,
Yo, Pornhub has tutorials.
Hey man, I've been drunk before and just I knew I was fucking it up. She knew I was fucking up. She was just like, stop, and I was like, you're right.
No,
Respect.
what I'm saying
I'm
is,
glad we have this communication.
what I'm saying is, like, there is like, I've been in a situation where I'm trying to think of the reason. Oh, I remember. We didn't have time. We just had 15 minutes, and I mean it like in 15 minutes, like we needed to be like out the door. So I had already started fucking with her dress, right? So I was like, well, I can't stop once I've already started. She was like, but we need to go in 15 minutes. And I was like, all right, well, just slip them down real quick. And I was like, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to finish in 15 minutes. And, oh, she was like, but let's not do that because you're not going to finish in 15 minutes, right? So then again, I reverted back to my... I'm not even going to bullshit y'all.
Salivating, aren't you, motherfucker? I can hear it on the mic.
It just made my mouth
Freaky
water.
bastard. You
It
freaky.
made
You fly that flag, Freddy.
Like she and I told her I was like, I'm just gonna eat it real quick, and like that'll be that. But I've been in some situations where they've told me, it's like, I don't feel like doing it, and I was like, let me just do that and we'll be good, and we'll do that, and like that's it. We won't have we won't have sexual intercourse or whatever.
No, but there is a stigma, man. Like, you could proudly say that you like to eat pussy,
Yeah.
and like, to be honest, dude, there's no negative connotation with that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
but if a
insult
woman-
that's like pussy eating.
But if
saying.
if a woman says I like to suck dick, we all look at her like she's a down dirty hoe. And I just want to say personally, ladies,
Is this, are you using this
at
as your
least-
Twitter?
at
Twitter
least-
I mean, your Tinder moment.
at least from me, like I don't look down on women that like to go down on men. If that's what you like to do,
I like to keep my head back while it's happening.
Yeah, just if that. All I'm saying is, if that's what you like to do, embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Embrace it. I don't see the stigma behind it. If that's what you like to do,
Yeah.
like,
You're an open-minded guy, Freddy.
no, not entirely. Don't say that shit. Because there is some shit that some women like to do that I'm not
What is
cool.
that?
No, I'm not.
Says that like a man that's gotten the sneaky pinky before.
Yeah, we're
Yo,
not gonna
dude.
go into
hey,
that.
man,
But
I'm gonna tell you something, dude.
shit.
The G spot was put there. What's your explanation with that, dude?
I
Why-
can tell you.
Why? So
You
prostate
know-
exams feel good?
No. Listen. If you want to talk about the G spot, this is your nut sack, right?
Yeah.
I need you to look at me.
I'm looking at. Okay.
All right.
I'm looking at.
So
you.
this
I need
is-
you to make eye contact while I
hold
do
on,
this.
Hold on, Dad. This is our first. This is our first birds and the bees conversation. I'm gonna write this down.
This is your nut sack, right?
Yeah.
This is your asshole, right?
Okay.
So the space right in between, and this is not even a joke. This is for real. You can Google it.
Yeah.
The space right in between your nuts and your asshole. If the woman take 2 fingers and do this,
Yeah.
she's not putting it in your butt. You understand?
Yeah.
It's right in between your butthole and your nuts.
Yeah.
If they do this, she's gonna hit your G spot
Wait, hold on, dude. Hold on. Can you do that in camera? Because I want the ladies out there to know.
like this.
Like the.
So
Yeah. Sex advice for men and women.
so she does not.
Some dirty motherfucker tonight going, let me see how this works.
So she does not have to put her finger in your butt.
Yo, but it feels better.
Nah, I don't know, but well, I mean, I wouldn't know because
You never try. See, don't knock it until you try it, Freddy.
fuck that.
Yo, dude, if it makes you feel better, it's a woman doing that to you.
Fuck that.
So
Fuck that.
she don't mean harm. Okay, this is
No.
this isn't county right now. We're not in county, bro.
Fuck that.
Whatever happened to missionary?
So yeah.
Yo, dude, I think it's because girls now just want to I mean, it's already been talked about. All this other stuff that's just like kind of normal. I think they're just exploring, seeing like how they could push it too. You know?
Yeah.
Well, let me throw this at you, man. Do you think there's a possibility that there is a bit of antagonism
Y'all
involved in
can-
that?
Y'all-
Meaning what? Like fifth grade level that down for me.
Like, if you're having like a healthy relationship between, you and her, like, what's the drive for her to put anything in you?
You're saying like if she's bored.
That's a possibility. Boredom is always a possibility for exploration, but I'm saying like, no, if things are cool, like, where's the, like,
Oh, yeah.
if you're having like one of those like
I get you.
let me rip your dress off and fuck you right now.
Yeah.
Like where, like, what is it? Your downtime? Is it between sessions? Boredom. You just sitting there like, I don't want to watch TV. Let me put my finger in your ass. Is that like, where's this coming in? I'm saying, all right. Cause there does seem to be like, all right, if you scan through like porn sites more and more, you're finding like this kind of stuff that's almost like antagonistic in sexual nature. Like it's almost psychological BDSM
Yeah.
type of shit.
I get you. Yeah.
Where like, look, man, there used to be, I distinctly remember I've been doing stand-up comedy for 5 years. And when I started, I had to explain to a group of comedians, granted there were like 2 or 3 of them that were laughing their ass off while this was happening.
Yeah.
But I had to explain to the majority of a group of comedians what pegging was.
Oh shit. Okay.
Go find somebody, especially a stand-up comic at this point, who doesn't know what pegging is at this point.
Yeah.
Where is this impetus coming from? Like, where is the drive to be in that? Like, that don't make sense to me.
It makes sense, and like that I know of from looking up some videos on like YouTube and stuff like that. 'Cause,
I like that you qualified that with YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is like college for a lot of like, especially a lot of freaks out there wanting to know how to do some of this stuff. Like there's YouTube videos out there too on how to get your lady off and stuff. But There's YouTube videos out there that explains that like if you like stimulate your what's it called, your male G spot.
It's the prostate, is what you're.
Yeah, the prostate.
Okay.
You
By the way,
stimulate-
the explanation for why it's there is actually because there's a muscle that runs. That's what
Yeah.
Freddy was actually referring to. Is there is a muscle that runs right there in the. I forget what that area. The taint, essentially. Like, yeah, that's what that is. When you ejaculate, basically, that's the muscle that squeezes, and then the prostate does its thing. Like, it makes sense. It just happens to be like, what's the old line? An entertainment center next to the sewage plant.
Yeah.
That's just how it is, man.
Yeah, no, because that's where your Kegel area is too.
Mhm.
And like the floor of your abdominal lining, or I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I forgot where we were going with that.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, that produces really like hard erections. You know.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. So, and it was a great point that you brought up. When what a lot of people don't know is when you actually do that, when you stimulate the G spot of a man,
Yeah.
and you do it before you have sexual intercourse, well, I mean, shit, like there's no other way to explain this. So
are you talking from experience?
no,
this like a priming the pump type of situation?
Yeah.
It's like with a laummower. You press it three
like-
times, and then you give it a pull.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much.
haven't
But
you-
no. That's a badass analogy, bro.
Yo, like
No, check this out.
Go ahead.
Watch. I'm not speaking from experience, but what I will say, and
I just read the book.
I have no shame in it. I would try that. I would want to try that. Like what happens is, what I was trying to say was, before you have sexual intercourse and she's like playing with your balls and with your dick and shit, and you're technically already hard. What a lot of people don't know is that when you stimulate the prostate, and then as you're doing that, she's holding on to you tight, and she continues to do that for a couple of minutes or whatever. Number one, you will get a much harder erection, and also when you burst, your nut is gonna come out way stronger, which in exchange you're gonna have a more intense orgasm.
So I don't have to stick things up my butt for.
God damn it, Joaquin! If you want something in your ass, just go ahead and take that route, bro. But I'm just
That's the
telling
message for today, kids.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man.
If you want something in your ass, you're gonna have to put it
And
there.
there's you or people at home. If y'all don't believe me on that shit, y'all can Google it. And there's like fucking scientific fucking proof of that. And the reason being is because the other thing that people don't know is that the G spot is what really stimulates the blood flow to your fucking erection. I mean, there's other fucking shit that
Is that the same thing for like the female G spot?
from the female G spot.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're not a doctor, but
Yeah, I'm
You're-
definitely not a fuck.
you're older than me, and you know.
I'm not really very sexually experienced either. But from the
But when you have taken down ladies, I mean, you're experienced.
what I'm saying is, I'm not gonna lie, I do like to read on this shit too.
I mean, because it's a fun thing to figure out, you know.
Exactly.
Like not fun,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like almost like you're building up an arsenal.
Yeah. So, but with the female G spot, again, it's fuck it. There's no other way to say it. That's why it's good to, like, once you've been eating that shit for a while. And I'm not saying you have to spend fucking 20 minutes down there, but when you've been down there doing your thing, and if you're doing it right for a little bit, that's why it's also good to put your fingers in there and do it at the same time.
with clean hands though.
Yeah. Make sure you clean your hands and you cut your fucking nails.
Yeah.
Women fucking hate and will kick you out of the bed if you have long ass nails and you scratch
Not
them.
only that, when they wake up in the morning
Yeah.
and their pussy is burning because you gave them a UTI, they're gonna kick you out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And they'll more than likely never fuck you again.
For sure. Yeah.
So yeah, clean your
Guys,
hands.
quick way to backdoor your way out of a relationship.
Pretty much. Or you can just tell her that you fucked her sister. Anyway, but
Yeah. Don't tell her that.
yeah, you can.
Nah.
To back out of the relationship. But yeah, so
At that point, you might as well just fuck her sister. What the fuck?
so yeah, like that's why it's good to do it at the same time, because you're stimulating you're stimulating the G spot, and then you're eating the shit out of her clit, and it's like a double thing for them.
But you don't pay attention to the lips, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nerve endings on the lips.
Yeah, that too. That too.
It's like a flower, bro.
And whatever you
You
do,
can't just go ham on it.
and whatever you
look like
do,
you're going
whatever
ham.
you do, another huge mistake.
Sometimes it looks like ham. Don't be fooled.
So another
Sometimes it looks like roast beef.
oh fuck that. Another thing that another mistake that people make is don't bite that shit. She will horse kick you in the face if you bite that shit. It is not sexy.
Hey,
and
some girls like light nibbling, you know?
No. But I'm saying biting.
Yeah.
There-
All right,
there-
nobody should be full out biting in the bedroom. Like I'll scale my
No.
protest against
Oh,
that.
whoa,
Like,
whoa,
no,
whoa.
straight out like
You
teeth
can-
marks. Yeah, you getting well. All right, fine.
No.
On the shoulder,
I
bro?
guess
on the arms. Damn, dude.
No,
Some scratch marks on the back.
look, the closest I have ever come to
You
like
need to call your girl.
Oh, dude. Let's wrap this up, bro. Come on.
I hope you do.
I really hope you do.
Don't be breeding, Joaquin. Don't be breeding.
So, with that being said, what I want to touch
Which
on.
part?
No,
Every-
hold on. Let the man say what he was gonna
Oh
say.
yeah,
Hold
go
on.
ahead. Go
What,
ahead.
I'm just saying, the only time I have ever come close to like,
I thought he was gonna say the only time I've ever come. I was like, well, you really want to take it there?
oh, I'm into edging, bro. I just hold it, hold it.
Somebody in the
Some
room
Tai
is
Chi.
into edging.
Yo, bro. Shout out, bro. That shit.
Oh,
Life changing.
Anyway, man, I was gonna say, like, I've never like backed out of a sexual situation. Like, once I was in, I was in. It was never like, I'm good, baby. We ain't gonna do this. But like the one time it came like right to the edge where I was like, I don't think I can continue with this. Some chick bit the shit out of my nipple. Like she just
Yeah.
like full on,
Yeah, that-
dude, and not
fuck
like
no.
not like front teeth, like rat style. She got
Yeah.
it in the back with the molars. Like she was
Oh,
gonna like.
Holy
Like
shit!
rip it off or something. Damn, bro.
That's it. That's it.
Do you still have your nipple?
Yeah, no, everything's intact.
Okay.
That since you brought that up about what makes you back out quick.
You don't do biters?
You don't have to. You don't
I
have
forgot to take the pill. Oh shit.
you don't have to go into a lot of detail about it if you don't want to. But what has been one thing that has stopped you from doing a sexual act? Now, I didn't say that you stopped completely. Like, oh, fuck that, I'm not doing it. I'm just saying maybe you were going to do something and then something happened and then you were like, oh, shit, no, never mind. That's kind of what I'm saying. That you were like, fuck that. And
This
and
probably
I-
isn't the answer you're looking for, but she was too drunk. That's happened multiple times where it's like, I realized we both been drinking, but
yeah.
like
I
mean
she's
literally-
too gone. We're
I
good.
literally mean the sexual act.
Oh, like
Like you were about to do something and then you were like, oh shit, no.
Her pussy stink.
Like something like that.
no, I'm fortunate in the fact that like I mean, don't get me wrong, man. Like there's been a few times where it's like, whew, okay, maybe I should have suggested a shower first, but we're here. I'm in it to win it. But never to that point. I got freaked out over a pimple once. Like it didn't stop because I was like, I talked myself down from the ledge. I was like, no, it's a fucking pimple, stupid.
It's
But
not herpes, yeah.
yeah. But other than that, yeah, no.
My three are gonna, and they were horrible.
And you're trying to tell me you don't have experience, bro? You've had 3 like turn downs, dude. You've turned down three
young
women
though.
in
I
bed,
was
bro.
really young. I was really young. My three, and I'm gonna try to go from lightest.
You want to give a shout out to these 3 rejected women?
Nah,
No?
definitely not. I'll go from lightest to heaviest. I was about 16, 17 years old. You know, back when you couldn't afford a room.
I thought when he said lightest to heaviest, he was foreshadowing.
So
The Red River was flowing.
So we were in the back of my truck at the time, right? And this is why I'll also say this. This chick was like really pretty from her face, and she was like skinny and shit. So you never expected this, you know what I mean? So we start doing our thing or whatever, and as soon as I took her pants and her panties off, the stench, like punched the shit out of me in the face. Like I didn't even get close to it. As soon as I pulled off the panties, it was just like, bam, motherfucker. And I was like, holy shit. And then
Now, was it the intensity or the flavor of the stench?
no, because I didn't touch her or taste anything yet.
No, yeah. Well, sometimes
So
you can taste it anyway.
It was the intensity. And then around her thing, I saw some white stuff. So I was like, hey, I gotta go. I kind of like got up, I zipped up my pants, and I was like, I gotta go.
Have you ever contracted anything?
No, thank God.
Just child support.
Yeah, just child support, pretty much.
The deadliest of them
A
all.
word. So that was one. Second one was and again, this chick was a professional dancer, right?
Oh, no joke, dude.
Yeah. So, and I was young again. I was like maybe 19.
You're trying to tell me you don't Mac, bro. Come on. You spit tongue, dude. Come on, bro.
I can't tell if he's taking show notes or writing fan fiction over there.
I'm just drawing dicks, bro.
So whatever, right? We went. By this time, I could afford a room and shit. I had a better job and everything, so we were at a hotel, and we were doing our thing, and we were nibbling and everything, and it was dark. And I like a little bit of light, you know, because I like to be able to see some stuff off of what I'm doing and shit. So I turned on the lamp, and we were doing our thing and whatever, and everything was good. And she smelled good as fuck. So I was like, thank God that's not a problem, so on and so forth.
Did the glitter turn you off?
So no, there was no glitter. She
Okay.
was good. I made her shower,
Oh.
but I never saw her naked. Like when she went into the shower. I
Like,
didn't
did
see
you
her
do that on
naked.
purpose to build up to it?
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, bro.
So
Like a
so
true
then
Mac, bro.
She came out, whatever. We started doing her thing. Again, what is my favorite thing to do? So we were getting down to that.
You were munching out?
So I pulled down her thing and everything, and I was working my way down. So I got up right up under her belly button.
Okay.
Right? So I kissed around her inner thigh, and then
You didn't smell it at that point?
no, it didn't. It was
It was
good.
at that point that
Spence-
Freddy noticed the dick.
Smell. Smell had nothing to do with the story. She was on point with that. So what happened was that the light finally hit her pelvis and her pussy, and I saw everything. So this is what fucked me up. When I saw around her whole pussy, bro,
Where were the balls?
you could not see the pussy at all.
'Cause there was none?
Hold on. She had a big ass. Her pussy
Yeah.
was the mouth of a demon. And
A real succubus.
and I wasn't about to kiss a demon. I was like, I'm about to.
Yo, bro, but did you at least see, like, if the demon had a small mouth? I mean, he had, like...
No, the demon's mouth was wide open, bro.
Oh, shit.
So that's what I'm saying. I was like, shit, you know what I'm saying? And as soon as I saw that, like, my boner ran away.
You talking like clear back to like the vaginal canal and shit?
Yeah, like the
you
whole.
saw where the kids came out and everything.
Yeah. And it would like I'm
See the
telling
tire
you,
marks from the last one.
yeah, like I'm telling you, like the like her pussy was the mouth. Like, I was literally gonna put my dick inside a demon's mouth. You know what I'm
You,
saying?
you ever put your dick inside a wizard sleeve?
So, so that was number 2. Number 3, and I'm gonna keep this one short because this is the grossest one. I was fucking somebody and we were already fucking. I turned her around. She was face down, ass up, and I started fucking her. And then it started feeling really gooey. And I thought first, well, she's really wet. But then it started feeling more gooey. So, oh, no, I'm lying. Then I started feeling something come down my leg. So I was like, and the first thought was like, fuck. This bitch started her period right now. And I looked down and I couldn't see, but I could feel, because it was dark, but I could feel something like running down the inner part of my leg. But I kept going, right? So as I kept going, I started feeling more come, and I was like, I gotta stop because this bitch is bleeding on me right now. I'm about to catch something or some shit. So when I stopped and I pulled back, the smell, bro, hit me in the face. And then I was like, this is the fucked up part. I was like, that shit does not smell like blood. You know how there's a heavy smell of like blood and shit?
Yeah.
Just say it, dude. I know it. I know what it is, man.
So yeah, this chick had literally shit on me.
That's props to you, bro. You fucked the shit.
I was about to say you stole it from me, bro.
You can't sleep on that punchline. That's too easy.
That was gonna be my punchline. My punchline was gonna be the only good thing about that is that now I can literally say that I fucked the shit out of somebody, literally.
Putting that one on the resume.
So,
Did you like stick it in the wrong hole or something?
No,
You were
no.
like, no?
no, it literally. You know, I told you that it was coming down my leg.
Yeah.
I think she shitted, and the shit just
Went down.
fell, and it went.
So it was like watery, gooey,
Yeah,
diarrhea-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Bro.
and then what I told her was
Did you take her out to eat before or
hold
what?
on, no, I don't remember. I don't think so.
Yeah, you took her to Taco Bell probably, bro.
No, so that happened, and then I wasn't trying to be a dick about it, right? So I told her I was like, hey, you know what? I think you started the time of the month or whatever, because I feel some shit, and she was like, oh, I'm so, and she was already embarrassed, right? But I knew that she had taken a shit. I mean, you know. So, but I was just trying to play it off for her so I didn't make her feel like shit. Anyway, so that's what I told her. And then, because the lights it was still kind of dark. So then I backed up. I was like, can I use your restroom real quick? And then I went into the restroom and I was like, hey, I'm going to turn on the shower real quick if you don't mind. She was like, yeah, that's fine. I washed off. And then I was like, hey, you might want to go into the restroom and take care, your situation. So she went in there. She washed off. I knew that she knew that I knew that she had shitted on herself. But like
Did you guys bond over that?
She was kind of, I'm pretty sure she was embarrassed. So she was like, I'm so sorry. But what I didn't like is that she didn't have the balls to say it. She kind of played along with the story of like, yeah, I started my period.
But that's not like a situation where you like,
You handed her an out.
yeah, man.
She took it. You can't be mad
Yeah,
at that.
you can't be mad at that,
Yeah.
bro.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You can judge her for it. Be like, we ain't doing this ever again. But
she's
that's-
probably like touching herself to you right now, though, right? She's like,
No,
fuck,
fuck
that guy.
that.
That guy was so nice. He fucked the shit out of me, and then he was such a gentleman.
What fucking Harlequin romance novel bullshit are you?
Treating me like a princess, but fucking me like a slut.
Hallmark card again, or what?
Yeah, dude, you're such a softie, bro.
You soup eating motherfucker.
So, yeah, those are in all of my sexual experiences. Those honestly, I have never had something worse than that.
Dude, I'll be
Thank
honest.
God.
You all right? Look, first of all, don't ever tell that story on stage. But
So it wasn't funny.
I'll be honest. The way you played it out, if I had been reading that, the way you timed that out, I'll be honest. The fact that you ended that with "she shit on me" was like almost a relief. I thought maybe you had busted a cyst, or like this chick had like
Yo,
maybe.
I thought you broke her water, dude. That's
Dude, I've heard too many stories about like chicks having infections from like tampons that got like stuck,
Oh,
yeah,
fuck
or like
that,
Nova
dude.
rings that fucking fuck up or something. Yeah, dude, like, oh, thank God it was just shit. Like, dude, I'm not kidding. I was gagging over here while you were telling that story because my imagination was just going
Yeah,
fucked up
man.
places.
Like,
Damn, bro.
like it was. I'm
that
telling you,
other one,
bro.
dude. I thought you were gonna say she had a dick, dude. I seriously
The
thought.
demon mouth.
Yeah, the demon mouth, bro. I was like, dude, she have a little dick. I mean, come on, you could ignore that, bro. I mean,
No, fuck
just
that.
turn her around.
Yeah, man. And you know what sucks about the demon mouth, bro? The bitch with the demon mouth.
Great personality.
Nah, not really. She
At
was
least for
cool.
a stripper.
She was cool, but what I'm saying is, what sucked is that she was so pretty, bro. Like from the face, she was pretty, and I was like, why would you go? And then like she was like very well proportioned. Like she wasn't skinny, but she wasn't fat. And like, well, this is the problem that I have with like women that are pretty. Like I mean, like really pretty and shit. When you're pretty, why would you go on and do some shit like that that's gonna like fucking make you look like ugly and shit?
What?
Like
Wait. Are you trying to say she had a tattoo of
Yeah.
a demon? Jesus, lad.
what
Wait, did you, Joaquin?
I caught
Did
that,
you?
Dude. I caught that, bro.
Okay, I didn't catch that.
what did you catch then?
I
No,
thought
no,
you were
no,
just
no.
judging the shit out of this girl's gaping cunt.
No,
I,
dude,
No,
no. That's what
no,
I'm saying.
she had a
I caught the
tattoo.
whole like, dude. Are you?
I didn't catch the tattoo.
No,
She-
I didn't catch the tattoo either. But I caught this whole thing like where you really didn't fuck her because she had a demon tattoo down there.
Yeah, that's.
Dude, you turn down the lights a little bit more. You don't see it, dude. I mean, come on,
I was about to
could-
go down on her, bro.
bro. You could go. You could close your eyes, man. Like, what the?
So wait, you didn't catch that it was a tattoo?
No, I
No,
thought you were
dude.
judging this chick's gaping cunt.
Yeah, dude. I thought
exactly-
she had like a weird like shaped mouth hole like in
No,
situation.
Like
She-
I've seen open
had-
fucking like yeah
She had a demon mouth.
tattoo. You never said tattoo in the entirety of that
So
story.
so that's whenever the Christian boy came out, dude. We're like, nah, dude. This is
It's
sacrilegious.
not even about that, bro.
It's not even that you're committing sodomy. It's
No,
no.
man. No, it was that really fucked with me for real. Like,
Just close your eyes, dude. It didn't even smell, did it?
no,
It didn't smell like a demon mouth,
look. I've never smelled one,
bro. But you know you've smelled some, dude.
Oh, I definitely smell some shit. That may need some antibiotics for about 2 weeks.
Nah, bro. I don't know why you're turning down girls like that,
Fuck
dude.
that.
Shitty pants,
So-
shitty pants, and demon mouth, dude. Like they seem like good girls. The first one though, I mean, come on, bro. Yeah, props to you for.
So
for turning
wait. So are you telling me that you would have fucked the shitty pants?
dude. After she cleaned up, yeah. And if you know, like,
Nah.
and if I still had energy, bro, like,
Nah, I wouldn't.
I'd tap her in for round 2, dude. Like,
No.
As a matter of fact, you literally dropped that like a shit test. You're like, look, I know you shit on me. You know what you shit on me. Are you cool with this? Because I'm cool with this.
Yeah.
And if she's cool with this,
I would've-
fuck it. That's a champ.
man.
I would have brought it up, like,
That
hey,
is a
hey,
good girl.
You shot, but I'm still in it, baby girl. Like, you just go in there.
Nah, man. But I will say, man.
And demon mouth,
I
dude,
can-
fuck, bro.
I
Like,
can
really?
now say I can now.
I came here to chew bubblegum and tap ass, and that shit didn't get on my bubblegum, so we're cool.
No, fuck that. Fuck that, man. But yeah, those have been I've never had anything worse than that. I have a friend that has the worst thing that had happened. Like his, and I told you about that, right? I
What?
told you about my friend, and I'm not gonna give you the whole detail of the story, but basically, I'm gonna give you setup and punchline. This dude had been talking to this girl for like 3 weeks.
Mhm.
They went on a couple of dates. He finally got to fuck her. They went to a hotel and stuff. This dude didn't realize.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah,
had told me,
remember?
bro,
This dude
that
didn't-
she was a dude.
He didn't realize that she was a dude until this is the part that I didn't understand.
Until afterwards, right?
And I didn't believe him. Like I didn't believe that. Like, how are you not gonna see? Is what I'm saying. Like, this dude didn't realize that she was a dude until his dick was already inside of her. So, first of all, my first question is, can you not tell the difference between the feeling of being in an ass and the feeling of being in a pussy?
Yo,
First
not
of all,
sometimes you can't, dude.
no, yeah, you can.
No,
That's
no,
bullshit.
honestly,
Yeah, you can. You
dude,
can.
I've been
I'll
drunk
put-
on some levels, and
Nah.
I sometimes
So yeah, like he fucked her,
Mhm.
and then like he didn't. Well, that's what he said. He didn't finish, right? Because then he noticed.
the dick slapping him on the thigh.
No, he noticed his nuts slapping other nuts, and
And there was
that felt weird. You know what I'm saying? So he said that he stopped and he pulled out, and then he goes like, that's when I like lifted the ass and I saw like the nuts, and he said that he completely lost it. He said that he completely lost it to the point where he would almost like beat the shit out of her, but he didn't, right? So he got dressed and he took off. What I told Leo was that since that time that it happened to my friend,
Mhm.
he was never the same again. Like in his, he wasn't like, he didn't go crazy, like he didn't go psychotic.
Just fucks with him.
Yeah, like to like
I'm
well, I
pretty
don't know to this day, but for a very long time it fucked with him, and then he couldn't for a very long time, he couldn't have sex again with another chick, and then he kept asking me. He kept, because he only told me and another friend. He kept asking me. I never forget, bro. But like with the concern in his voice, like this ain't even a joke. He kept asking us repeatedly, like he was like, dude, like am I gay? Like is that like because I don't feel gay. Like I'm not attracted to men. Like but like since I fucked one, like am I really, like am I gay? You know what I mean? And then my other friend didn't help the situation by saying,
You should have told him, yeah.
what my friend said, what my other friend said was, hey bro, even if you are gay, bro, I'm still your friend. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, dude, don't say that. You're traumatizing him, but even giving him a bigger possibility of, telling him that he might be gay. And what I told him was like, dude, I don't think you're gay. I think that you were just lied to, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. But he was never like I said, I haven't talked to him in a long time because he doesn't live here anymore.
Right.
But for a long time, it literally fucked with his head, and he couldn't be sexually active like with another because he said that when he tried twice with two different women after that experience, and when he started fondling with them, he would get an erection, but when it was time to like actually have sex,
You seriously got PTSD
he would like his erection would drop.
Dude, I think about it, man. That's like one of the that is up there, probably one or two of the most vulnerable moments, like in your existence, right? As a dude, at least. Women too. Fuck, it's probably even worse for
It's
them.
like-
but
it's-
like,
it's-
you're
it-
naked. You're completely exposed.
No, and you know what I related to as well, like I've never been, thank God, I was never like molested by a man,
Mhm.
but I think that if you were a man or a little boy or whatever, and you were ever molested by another man, that's kind of sort of what I would relate it to. I think that that's always gonna like fuck with you.
Yeah, because on some level, it's like that. You know, you took advantage of someone. You weren't like honest with them,
Exactly.
knowing that you guys were both gonna be in a vulnerable position, like Sean said, and that like probably like freaked him out.
So, and I know, like you told me before.
It's like same thing if you have an STD, dude, and you pass it along to someone without them knowing. You know.
Yeah. So I want to flip this around on y'all. Not flip it, but I want to ask y'all, y'all's opinion, y'all's honest opinion. When something like that happens, how do you think? What would you tell? What would be your best advice to that friend of yours to really help them get past that? Honestly,
And I think you gotta like. That's one of those things where either by themselves or if with you, if they're comfortable, man. Like you got to go. Okay, what is it? Like I know what you're saying. You're asking me this question. You know, does this make me gay? But it's like, okay, what about this is fucking with you? Like, where is the actual?
that he fucked the man.
Yeah, okay. But like, what does that imply? Like
That
what,
he feels gay because he fucked the man, and that explanation, I
well,
completely
no, but
understand.
is he like he's saying like you know he's secretly
I
or
think-
no he's concerned
I
like
think-
is he attracted to
But
men?
the other thing that fucked
Did he
with
like
him
it?
too.
Like at
no,
one
hold
point,
on.
I think that's what he's
dealing
That's
with.
where I'm going. That's where I'm going. The other thing that I think that fucked with him too was the fact that before he saw the nuts,
Everything
he
was cool.
He felt like he was fucking a woman. You know what I'm saying? In his mind, he was going to work on a woman. You know what I mean? So
That's got to fuck with him too, man. Like,
exactly.
I mean, to like go like, wait, do I not like reality has suddenly come
Yeah.
undone in this certain place, man.
Yeah, like
Dude, I had a buddy of mine one time. Like, basically, he was. We were at a club. We were with a chick friend, and she wanders off. He wanders off and ends up flirting with this chick. They're like at the corner of some bar making out, and the chick friend we were with, like she walks by and recognizes the girl and knows that that's a dude, and like goes over there and like pulls the whole like stop kissing on my boyfriend, and he's confused as fuck. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? She gets him away and she's like explains the situation to him, and just something that like minor, man. Like again, it's that like not only was I kind of lied to in a way, or you know maybe you know a mission, you know they just didn't tell you what was going on, but like now you're questioning, am I like wait, if I can't figure this shit out, like was I just not like aware enough of what was going on that like I put myself in this situation?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and again, man, when you get to sex, man, like there's that whole vulnerability aspect, and like, you know, it's something we're driven to do.
Yeah, man, and I just feel because what I did was I put myself in his position, and to be honest with you, man, like I would, like it would really fuck with me too, like I really put myself in his shoes, and I think it would really fuck with me to the point that I wouldn't be able to like sleep at night. Which, by the way, he like days and weeks later, he told us he's like, bro, like I can't sleep at night. So what I ended up telling him was like I told him I was like, dude, honestly, if you can, what I would advise is try seeing a psychologist. And he didn't want to do that because he was ashamed of telling a stranger that he
What
had
had
done
happened.
that.
You could have told him like this, man. Like, hey, dude, a stranger's the best person to tell. They don't know you. They're not going to see you outside of this room. You know, and it's not like they're going to tell anybody else because they're obliged to by law to keep, you know, confidentiality.
Whatever, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but unless he's gonna hurt someone or like hurt himself, they have to tell people. But I was in a situation where like that, bro. Like where I guess I was kind of lied to. Like I was in Thailand, and
You told us this story.
With the lady boys.
yeah, man. Like there was this massage that they were giving me, and the agreement was that we were gonna proceed to have sex after the massage. You know, and little did I know that the masseuse had a dick, and that like it wasn't traumatizing.
But at least you saw it and you didn't do anything.
Yeah, but it was a scare, dude. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it was a scare, dude. Like I was like, you're like, in a way, I was like I trusted you,
Right.
and I got my clothes and I left. But yeah, I was with a buddy, and he experienced the same thing. Like we both, I guess, found out around the same time because he was already like leaving whenever I was like packing my stuff to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
If you got dicks, just be honest about it. Just like tell the other person, hey, I got a dick. Are you down with this? You know, some guys like, hey,
But it's because you know why I also think they're not like people like that are not
or if you
honest
don't
about
have a
it.
dick, you know.
No, are not honest about it is because of the fact that like let's be real here.
Yeah,
Men, like real men, like men that were born men
have two pairs of
But-
shoes,
but-
shower in cold water. Yeah,
by human nature, we're just more horny. Like we need to get it. My point is that there's men. That's one thing. Second thing is that when you're a man that has turned yourself into a woman or decides to live as a woman, like you're so afraid of being turned down by it that you're willing to take your like I didn't want to use this word, but you get to a point to where you're desperate to be with another man that you're willing to take the risk of not telling them because you know that there's a 90% chance that if you tell another man, they're not gonna go for it.
I think it's like a rush, dude. Like if you talk to gay people, there's like some sort of like rush that comes along with like sleeping with a straight man. You know?
Yeah.
Plays
'Cause-
along the same lines as the fantasy of like, you know, like, yeah, she's a lesbian, but like she ain't seen this dick yet.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if anything, man, some shit like Tinder and well, I guess Grinder to a certain extent, man. Like there's probably a better outlets for that shit. But then again, you go into the whole the rush of it, yeah, man, and then the self, you know, maybe they're living in some sort of denial state. You know what I mean? Where it's like, well, if I tell him, he won't want to be with me. It's like, well, yeah, that's the point, but clearly there's some disconnect going on in how you're perceiving the situation.
Yeah.
You know, shit, man. Yeah, man. I mean,
Have you ever like accidentally like have you ever seen like porn and accidentally realized like maybe halfway through the porn when you're like already like, you know, mid stroke if even or it maybe even at the point where you're coming and you realize, oh shit, one of these girls that's not a strap on, that's like her dick.
So do you
I love the
not,
fact that you brushed past the strap on. You were like, no, that's cool. That I was in it for that.
Yeah.
But
do you like did you not read the subcategory? You have to click on like
Sometimes-
10 links
No,
before
dude,
you get to a
sometimes it's in
video.
another language or sometimes it just
What
doesn't
the
describe.
fuck?
no, here's
Yeah.
the thing, man. Sometimes you're so far down a hole on something else where it's like, you know, fucking pudding play or something like that. They're like, you're here for the pudding play, right? Like, you don't like you weren't here for that. That's not, you know, it's not important that we got that. I mean, we got the goat in the background and, you know, that sex swing hanging from the ceiling. So like, you know, of course we got a lady boy up in here. Why wouldn't we have a lady boy
But
here?
I'll be honest with you. I was
It's happened to you, right?
I was tricked
It's
one
happened to you,
time.
bro.
Listen.
Yeah.
I was tricked one time in a similar way. I was scrolling through some porn, and to my own defense, my friend did this to me, and he had already watched the fucking video. He was like, "Dude, watch this shit. You're really gonna like this." And the video caption read, "Hung Dong, getting some real ass," right? So then the video starts, and it could when it starts, they're going at it already. But I mean hard, bro. So the guy, you can tell right away that it's the guy behind this ass, and he's going to work on it. But you mean like this dude is getting a workout and is sweating and shit, and then there is what he's fucking the person that supposedly he's fucking has a blanket over them, and you just see this big ball where he's going to work on this blanket or whatever, and they're going, and then bro, like literally bro, like 5 minutes into that video when he's going at it,
Is this a reverse donkey show?
you hear this weird noise, and you're like, what the fuck? Like this bitch is getting it so good that she like you making her do noises, you know. So then what happened was you literally start when he's still going at it. Somebody on the other end starts pulling the blanket, and as soon as I saw the hair, is when I looked away. But long story short, this dude was fucking a donkey. So
Reverse donkey show. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, gross,
So
bro.
yeah.
Gross, dude.
So I was like, "Fuck you and the donkey you came on, bitch," because my no pun intended. You know what I'm saying?
Don't you back away from that. Don't you back away from it, Freddy. You made that pun, sir.
Um,
Have you ever? Have
I
you
need
ever,
to
like,
write that down.
have you ever been on a blind date with someone that
A
And you find
donkey?
out she's a donkey.
and you find no, well, maybe she looks like a donkey and she didn't look like a donkey, because that's another level of deceit. You know, you like.
That she
fucking-
looks like an animal?
No, well, yeah, dude.
Well, hey, man, I haven't used too many of the dating app things, man, but that was one of those hard rules where it's like, I need multiple pictures from angles.
Like, yeah, man.
That doesn't work.
What?
Multiple pictures from angles.
Don't get me wrong. They
Doesn't
can
work.
they can still select, but at least you
I'll
have.
tell you.
That's when you need her
I'll
Facebook,
tell
dude,
you.
and see the
I'll
pictures
tell
she
you
was
this.
tagged in.
This is why. This is why I'm not a
Tag
fan.
pictures never lie.
Yeah.
This is why I'm not a fan of fucking dating sites, because I've been on 2 different ones,
Grinder.
and that's
He was
why
highly disappointed with that one.
I'm not a fan of it.
It's a dating site for men. Okay.
He thought it was for twerkers.
What happened was that I talked to this chick online or whatever, and I talked to her for like 3 weeks or whatever before we met. And long story short, like, we had badass conversations, and she was a real cool chick. So she was like, "Hey man, I'm bored, whatever you want to meet." And I was like, "Yeah." And it was the middle of the day, like 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. She was like, "I live in Donna. I live by a Burger King, whatever. You want to meet at a public place, Burger King."
Right.
All of that shit is great. So I know she's not a serial killer. I know she's not gonna try to get me and all of that shit. So Freddy was on his way to meet this person and whatever. And I will say, you know, and I saw multiple pictures, multiple angles. And it was this very pretty woman. She was very attractive and shit like that. And she looked real and everything. Because, you know, you can tell when a picture's fake or Photoshopped.
Right.
It was real shit. So then...
And if it is good, I mean, if she was capable of doing that, at least you know she's got some intelligence on her. She can work the graphic skills.
Exactly.
That's cool.
So I get there, whatever. And again,
Quick plug: if any girl wants some of that work done, I mean, I'm not expensive. I don't judge. I don't care what you want me to do.
Instagram editing by Joaquin.
Yeah.
So I get there. We meet at the Burger King, and like I said, I've been talking to this chick for a couple of weeks or whatever, and I'm looking for the chick. I'm looking for the chick that I've been talking to through these pictures, right?
Right.
And I call her up on the phone. And I was like, "Hey, I just walked in the Burger King," and there was a shitload of people in Burger King because it was rush hour during lunch or whatever.
Right.
So I'm like, "Hey, I'm in Burger King. I'm inside. Where you at?" She was like, "I'm inside too. I'm towards the back." So I'm there and I'm walking and shit. And I was like, "Where? Are you standing up? Can you raise your hand?" And she was like, "I am standing up." And I was like, "Oh shit, this is a short bitch, you know." So I'm looking and shit. And she was like, "I don't see you." And then way in the back, I see somebody doing this, and she was like, "You see me?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I see you," right? So she's sitting down in the booth, and I come up from the side, so I'm coming up like this, and she's sitting and she's facing that way. First of all, you know, so that y'all know, this chick was a chick. She's a woman. And the only thing was that when I pulled up right in front of her, this was not the person at all that I was talking to, and it wasn't the person in the picture, in any of the pictures. So I saw her, she saw me in my face, I saw her to her face, and she had realized at that point what she had done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So her immediate response was like, "I know you're upset, I'm leaving." And I was like, no, sit down. We gonna talk about this shit.
I may
You know
not get
what
some
I'm saying?
pussy, but I'm getting a
Yeah.
story.
No, yeah, exactly. So I was like, we gonna talk about this shit. So that is cool. Oh, and I had already bought food. Like I had already ordered and bought food and went. I was like, I already ordered and everything. I told you I was gonna order. So let's eat and let's talk. So we started eating. We started talking, and my first question was like, I was like, I just want to know like why, like
Right.
what was your point? And I'm gonna tell you why I was asking why. Because the person that I met was not the person in the pictures given, but the person that I met was not ugly. Um, she was not ugly. I mean, she wasn't by far as beautiful as the person that was in the picture, but she was not an ugly person like at all. So that's why I was like, why? And what pissed me off was that she never gave me like a straight answer. All she said was, I don't know. Um, she was like, I don't know. So then my mind reverted to like, okay, are you married? Do you have a boyfriend? Like, are you hiding something? Like, I just need to know the truth. Like, because and I'll tell you why. Like I said, she was not ugly. You know what I mean? And she wasn't like really overweight. I mean, she wasn't skinny, but she wasn't overweight. You know what I mean? And the reason I'm saying that is because had she been honest, even at that point, if she would have been like, you know what,
Then it would have been cool. Yeah,
I would have been cool with it, and honestly, I would have continued. You know what I'm saying? But because of the fact that the reason that I was there, and she still continued like not to tell me anything, and then she continued to further the lie. That's what I was like. You know what, bro? Like, if you're not gonna be honest with me, like, fuck this shit. I will say, I was gentleman, to finish my fucking burger, and I let her finish the burger that I paid for, and then I took off. So yeah, that's why I don't fuck with with dating sites. Huh? Yeah.
You're out of frame.
Sorry about that shit.
It's cool.
I kind of got excited and shit.
I know.
It's the Rockstar. This episode brought to you by Rockstar.
If Rockstar could just not even endorse this, just send it some cameras that could follow Freddy around when he moves.
Right.
Um,
So what time are we at?
I just
We're-
150. I
yeah.
just want to say something.
We're 2 minutes into that 150.
I wanted to throw something out there, and I think I should have done it at the beginning. We might go a little bit over the
It's
2 hours.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm just letting you guys know the time.
But I'm also saying that Fred said that if it was a little bit over, not too much, not 3 hours.
Man, this is a conversation we need to have off mic.
Are you referring to yourself in the third person?
Yeah.
This is why I'm concerned, Joaquin.
Yeah.
This is what I have to deal with before we brought
Joaquin
you
is
into
down
this.
for that. Joaquin is down for that.
I can't say. I was gonna say it's the Rockstar talking, but no. Rockstar.
I think it's a voice in your head, but we'll talk about this.
It might be that too. And you're, hey, I told you need to shut up. You just not right now. All right, just chill.
You don't have imaginary friends. You're the imaginary.
No,
friend.
I didn't look. You know what, bro?
No. The
Like,
simulation theory was last episode.
When I was growing up, like nobody liked me so bad that I didn't even have imaginary friends. So I always had to play with my brother's imaginary friends. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't even have those motherfuckers anymore. You know what I mean?
I cannot remember if you've tried to run that bit of material by me before, or if you stole that from someone.
No, I think I tried to. I don't think I heard it
Let's
somewhere else.
leave that in the shop. That one needs to grow a little bit.
Hey, fuck you, and you're growing.
Some jokes are like cheese, Just
Sometimes they go sour.
you want to dip them in wax, bury them for a few years.
But yeah. So we can go over a little bit.
I don't even remember where we started this conversation.
Fucking fake profiles with
No. That's where we wound up, man. I'm saying like I don't
We
know.
started talking about Trump and his smart drugs.
What the fuck?
That's right. That's right.
Depression. We went into depression after that.
I think we figured this out. Trump's lying to himself, and he really wants to be a dress-wearing Thai lady boy.
Pretty much, that's what I was gonna say. You read my mind. I think he really wants to be.
God
lie
bless
to
him.
men and lie to men on dating profiles.
Bro, I don't want to go into this conversation because it's gonna be a 30-minute conversation. But I just want to point something out. Did y'all see that gangster ass move that the Queen of England pulled when Trump went to visit?
No, what's
When
this?
they were doing the national anthem, and Trump and Melania were standing, and they were standing for the national anthem, and the Queen of England was in the middle of them, and she pulled the most gangsters move of fucking taking a knee in support of Kaepernick. Did you ever see that picture?
No.
Was she wearing
Gang-
Nikes underneath her?
Bro, like that would have
Bro.
been the cherry on top,
She
dog.
had some dunks, dude.
Yeah, dude.
You know those jump man.
That shit was gangster to me.
Yeah.
That was like a big ass slap in the face. So I want to tie this to this other thing. This dumbass went to go visit the Queen again recently. I don't know if it was today, yesterday, last week, whatever.
Yeah. Just the last couple days.
Yeah. And then Barack and Michelle, when Barack was still in office, and they visited, they gifted her a really expensive, I think it was a charm bracelet,
Mm-hmm.
and she wore that shit when Trump visited.
You think she was like low key hating?
Yeah. That's some gangster shit, bro. Yeah.
Damn, bro, you don't fuck with the Queen of England.
You don't fuck with her, believe
She's
me.
gonna shame you.
Yeah, bro.
That
She was,
passive aggressive style.
Yeah. The Queen. I just wanna say shout out to the Queen. She has some big balls.
Oh, the OG mean girl.
Yeah. Straight up OG. You don't want to fuck with her. But yeah, man, I thought that was some real gangster shit.
Monarchists. I'm surrounded by monarchists.
Real fucking real gangster shit. But anyway, I to kind of bring it back to a serious note, I really hope that whoever the fuck is still watching and still listening, if you didn't take any of all this bullshit that was talked on the podcast, this is not a joke. I feel I always got to make a disclaimer when I get serious about shit because I'm always fucking around. I do want to say, man, because I was reading some shit on like suicide rates and stuff like that recently they've been spiking, especially in teenagers. I just really want to say that if you didn't take anything away from this podcast and all this bullshit that we've been talking for your entertainment, I really do hope that the small segment that we might have had for 30 or 40 or 45 minutes about dealing with your depression, 30 minutes dealing with your depression, I really hope that you at least take that to heart and know. I just want you to know and understand that like suicide, whatever it is that you're fucking going through, is like never the answer. It's just like don't even let that be an option on the table.
Yeah.
I always think
We should plug some hotlines.
I always think if you can find some real quick.
Well, like on the notes.
Yeah. So Joaquin's gonna put some hotlines on there if you need to seek help. There's a lot of free help too that you can find.
There's
when
hotlines also where you could just talk to someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's hotlines that there's people there just to talk so that you can actually vent. So I really do want you to take that, whoever's listening, to heart, because I really do want to like stress the fact that no matter what it is that you're going through and what you're dealing with, like just like suicide and all that shit is like never the answer. And I'm not afraid to admit it, that in the very early stages when I started dealing with this shit, like that thought did really cross my mind. And the only reason that I feel that I didn't act upon it was because I had my daughter at that time, and my daughter at that time was only like 3 or 4 months old. So I had something to look forward to, and just it was something that in a crazy way like kept me grounded and still like I have a reason to be here. And even if you don't have kids, always know that there is a reason as into why you're still here. Unless like you're a fucking Patriots fan, then yeah, cool. I do request that you kill yourself.
Yo, don't kill Tom Brady though, bro. That guy's a fucking human.
Yeah, you can
masterpiece.
take Tom Brady with you as well. Fuck Tom Brady.
I neither encourage nor endorse the.
If anyone takes Tom Brady, I just want to let everyone know I called dibs on Mrs. Brady.
Good luck with that shit. You know who would I would love to have a chance to be with, man? But I would want to like marry her and stay with her for the rest of my life, even though I don't fucking know her.
Oh, good God! Wouldn't you just braid each other's hair?
Fucking Mackenzie, bro. Mackenzie Bezos, the richest woman alive in the world, dude.
Bro, I think
By source, hold on, source of wealth, motherfucking divorce.
Oh man, I figured you would be was it philosophically opposed to this sort of activity?
Well, you know, when you're talking about billions, brother, he got plenty left. I got nothing. You know what I'm saying? This dude, after his divorce settlement, his net worth as of 2019, after the divorce, you know how much money he got, bro? He still got $139 billion. That's billion with a capital B. And yeah, so bro,
if it was with a lowercase b, would it be it any difference?
yeah,
Yeah.
you just took the empowerment of how many billions he got. So billion with a capital B.
You think she took the capital B and left them with the little b?
Hell no.
No, she got the little b.
She got
Yeah.
tired of taking the little D.
Yeah, buddy.
This is what we've devolved to.
Yeah, but yeah, man. She's available. She's on the market. And to be honest with you, bro, I've seen pictures of her, and she's not bad looking at all. Pimping. There is a time that I wouldn't mind being with Oprah. With Oprah's ugly
Nah, dude,
ass.
Chappelle's already lined up for that, bro. You can't.
I don't give a good
There's
fuck.
a long line, and you're like in 50,000.
So you mean I got a chance?
So remember, kids, Freddy's looking for a sugar mama. If you got one at home,
Yeah, this whole
let her
episode
know.
again was like Freddy's Tinder profile. He's good at eating pussy, ladies. Okay, he just said it himself. Okay, don't take his ex's word for it.
To be fair, if I think back over what he actually said, he said he enjoys the fuck out of eating some pussy. Which I mean, enthusiasm is like half the game. So,
Yeah.
but
Word.
You don't have to motivate him. He's down there.
Just
know?
just on
If you're Christian or
on
any form of that, he
on
doesn't believe in being born gay. You know, that's
on
be sure to
on,
cover up your satanic tattoos.
just so you know, just so you motherfucking know, I got just on some conditions, and it's not that strict. Just it's got three things.
Sometimes that Luciferian pussy's it's good. It's good.
It's gotta be clean. It's gotta smell right, and it's gotta be shaved.
Are you for real on the shaving,
Man, I ain't trying to floss, homeboy.
bro?
I'm not trying to floss.
You got to
Fuck.
work for some gifts, bro. You
No,
got to
fuck
go
that.
through the jungles for some girls.
Oh man, dude, it's
You got a
like
nice napkin afterwards.
it's like them
bro.
little hairless cats. It just doesn't look right.
Nah, man.
Yeah, dude. I don't want to be with like a little girl, dude.
No. There's some grown ass women that. Hell yeah.
I just
bro.
want there to be some fur on the kitty when I go to
Nah,
pet it.
Nah.
Yeah,
Nah, fuck that. So just, I don't
if there's
think.
grass on the field, bro. Guess what, man? You play ball, dude.
I brought a blanket and some sandwiches. I'm gonna fucking have a picnic down
We
here,
gonna
baby.
have a picnic, home.
Tucking a napkin into the fucking shirt collar.
So, yeah, if you take anything from this episode,
Shave your pussy.
I was gonna say that. You
Lady-
took it. You got it.
Ladies, when you show up to play the groupie game at one of at one of our events, just know Freddie likes some
Hey man,
nectarines. I
Hey,
like a
man.
peach.
you think Smurf mouth, shaved? You remember Smurf mouth?
Smurf mouth.
The chick.
Smurfette?
Hold
Smurfette?
on. The chick that you claimed, not me.
Oh,
You claimed to be all over me.
bro. Yeah, she was, dude. You know
How
what,
do
man?
you know? How do you know? You lying son of a bitch.
No. I'm saying that she was throwing
Oh.
herself at you. But yeah, dude, I think maybe she like trimmed, bro. You know, at the most, I don't think she had a jungle. You
Punk
know?
cut.
Yeah.
He said that there was a chick that was throwing herself at me.
More girls should throw themselves at Freddy.
No, I'm saying that girl was...
If-
Careful, his balance is a little
Yeah.
off. But,
I mean, not like that, but if not at a genuineness, do it for his sake. He needs more confidence in his life.
Ladies,
Joaquin, cue the Sarah McLachlan.
ladies, all I'm saying is, fuck a weirdo, save a life. That's all the fuck I'm saying.
Yo, dude, honestly, man, if these Al Qaeda people were allowed to have blowjobs, we should send like thousands of hookers over to
Like
to those
they
regions.
did. Where did they do that?
Get more blowjobs, dude. If they just realize, hey, I
no.
don't need to die to have
It
sex.
was the 2 Live crew,
Yeah.
right? That went to Japan, and they were just on stage, and they got the shit dick sucked out of their dick.
Oh, for real?
Remember that?
No,
And they taped it.
no, dude.
They got that shit on tape. Like they were performing on stage in Japan, and this was in the 80s, bro. They were on stage.
Were these people Arabic or
No, they're black,
fighting
dude.
for? Nah, dude, nah. I'm encoding like natural, like dick sucking for the Muslims out there, bro. For the ISIS guys, the
Oh my god.
Shiite guys, dude. Those guys aren't getting anything, bro. That's where they're killing themselves.
Dude, they're designing these little robots that can like eat dead animals. What they need to do is design a robot that'll just like hunt someone down and suck its dick. Just like that's
Word,
what they're
bro.
designed to do.
Bro,
They just latch onto you like a face hugger, just like.
Word.
Is this your pitch for the candidacy, man? Because I'm voting for you, bro.
Hey, look, DARPA, holler at me.
Yeah,
I'll get this done.
this guy is the man with ideas.
Hey, bro.
It's like, look, I know this is gonna offend your
would-
Christian sensibilities, but
I
hear
would-
me out.
It's
I
for a
would.
cause.
Hear me
and
out.
We don't need to go into detail about it because again, it's another 30-minute conversation. But I just got one question, bro. I will support
Can you purchase one of these?
I will support you fully, and I will vote for you, and I will stand behind you and do everything you got to do to get you to the White House. But all I'm saying is,
I'm 35 next year,
will,
brother.
will you also give me that $1,000 a month?
If you suck some dick,
And your silence answer
Joaquin,
my question.
You
So,
just made chief of staff, sir.
man, homie.
President's got to get that dick sucked, yo.
Hey, man, shout out to Bill Clinton.
I'll line them up for you, bro. With non-disclosures.
Shout out to Bill Clinton.
Shout out to the strength of NDAs.
Man, homie.
Bill Clinton, the
Bill-
original black president.
Yeah, man. Bill Clinton was one of the most gangster. That motherfucker, you know how gangster he was? He did all that shit. He knew he was in trouble and still showed up to work the next day. Like ain't nothing happened. That shit's real gangster.
No other way to do it.
No other way to do it. And then he still had the balls to get on the stand and he said, and I quote, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. That's gangster.
Yeah, denied her on national TV, like the OG fuck boy.
Word. Word.
You're not even worth me an acknowledging,
But
Monica.
In the words of the late and great, I think it was Cat Williams again that said it.
He died.
I had never seen. Oh shit! No, I didn't mean it that way. Shout out to Cat if you're still alive somewhere.
Trying to
My
apply
bad.
shit up in here.
Yeah,
I
my
was
bad,
gonna
my
send
bad.
This shit to him. Now you're starting.
No,
now, dude.
my bad. Cat, if you listen by any chance, we gonna have some suicide hotlines and shit that Joaquin's gonna put in the show notes. Don't leave yet, motherfucker. Just no, but he said I had never seen he said the only person in the world with the most powerful dick was Bill Clinton, because I had never seen no other human being get as famous as they did sucking off one dick. And let's be honest, every time that in a random conversation, no matter what the fuck the conversation is about, if somebody says Monica Lewinsky one time, what is it that you think of first?
Her law degree, bro, and like
Fuck
her
you.
efforts in
Stain removal.
Word. Tide stick is what. Shout out to Tide. At this point, they know we desperate for a fucking sponsor.
Just throw this out there. If you want to check in on Monica Lewinsky, she actually gives like inspirational talks about like how to deal with bullying, like in like social bullying.
Does this wrap up to sucking dick again?
No, it brings it back to, hey man, mental health, bro. Watch that
Right.
TED talk.
Be cool with people.
If they suck dick, don't call them a cocksucker.
Word. Do
Unless
not.
you mean it in the glowingest of manners.
Yeah, but don't call
Like
him.
you, beautiful cocksucker. You.
Don't.
Or
don't.
if you're gonna put down your buddy, and he could take it, he's not gonna call one of these suicide hotlines.
Yeah. Then you can call him a faggot. When he calls the hotline. Stop being a faggot.
Yeah, don't do that, dude. Call a hotline. No one's gonna call you a faggot.
Yeah, that's right.
No, Freddy's
Hey,
not gonna be on the other side.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm just thinking of that Dennis Leary bit where it's like, I'm going to start a therapy session. They walk in, it's like, my problems are, shut the fuck up. It's like, but doctor, shut the fuck up. He told me to shut the fuck up. Nobody had ever done that before. I feel so much better.
I'm cured.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So with that being said, man, I think we should wrap this up. I think they heard enough rambling for one night.
Also, remember to wrap it up when you go out with strangers. And, if things work out that way, wrap her up too.
Word. And ask her, you know how like when you meet somebody, the first
Always
thing
start out with missionary position, kids.
word.
You
But
figure out
There are
also-
no mysteries there.
But also for the safety of y'all, it's 2019. So when you start a conversation in person with a woman, unfortunately, you can no longer start with, "Hey, what is your name?" You have to start with, "Hey, do you have nuts?" Or like, "No."
Did the doctor remove those?
Yeah, were they removed? You still got them, or you've never had them?
If you have a dick, it's okay, but the nuts, they bother me.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, that's the way you start a conversation in 2019. So with that being said, this has been a great conversation. Whoever's still listening, thank you. I appreciate you, and may God bless you. But you can find me across the board on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Freddy G.
You can find me at hatfieldstandup@gmail.com as well as on Facebook and Twitter. You can find the audio version of this podcast archived at shoutengine.com/bouncing brains. You can listen to the premiering live or new episodes, I guess, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at titanradio.com. You can also catch episodes on Stitcher as well as the Google Music Play app. You can get in touch with us at bouncingbrainspodcast@gmail.com as well as Bouncing Brains Podcast on Facebook, Bouncing Brains on Twitter, and that is it.
Word.
Good night.
Until next time, keep it tight. Shout out to Rockstar. Remember, this episode has been brought to you by Rockstar. If you want to be a rock star, if you want to feel like you're on cocaine, legally, drink a Rockstar. Good night.